Hi and welcome to one of my Shark Tank React videos where I react and analyze one of the Shark Tank pitches if I would be one of the sharks. Shark Tank has tons of knowledge in it, combining both the entrepreneurial side with how to build a company and then also the investing side and how to invest in companies and having a profitable investment in them. And when it's good to invest, bad to invest, and so on and so on. I'm looking for 4 things in a pitch and in a company. I'm looking for the people behind it, I'm looking at the business model, I'm looking at the market, and I'm looking at the numbers. And in the end of the pitch, I would say if I would invest or not, if I would be one of the sharks. Let us just jump into the next pitch. I have seen this before, I think it's a cool product. Let's see when I analyze it and reacting to it what I think here. Let us just jump into the next page and see what we got cooking for us today.
Hi Sharks, I'm Taylor.
I'm Ron. My name is Kobe, and we're from Grand Junction, Colorado.
And we are seeking $250,000 for 10% of our company that will revolutionize the outdoors forever. Have you ever unpacked your campsite and realized you forgot something important, like salt, oil, or a spatula?
Does your picnic table look like this?
Well, ours did.
We were so sick of disorganized camping, it was frustrating. So we came up with this idea that there has to be a better way, which is why we created Tailgate and Go.
Tailgate and Go is a portable modular outdoor kitchen and dry box that you can take anywhere. Camping, fishing, tailgating, any outdoor adventure.
It starts in this simple box. Most of our attachments fit inside the box. The modular design enables you to put the attachments in any 10 locations around the box. This patented modular design enables 360 degrees of function and versatility.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It has everything you need from your kitchen at home, even sinks.
Nice. Tailgate and Go is a one-of-a-kind product. There's nothing like it in the marketplace. But in order to be a success, we need your help to reach our full potential.
So Sharks, let's all think outside the box and start an outdoor revolution.
Tailgate and Go. Very cool product. Looks like a full concept, very modular, can be set together in the different ways you want to. It looks like actually a cool bundle in a cool way if you want everything organized for a cookout or anything like that when you're going camping and so on. So I like the idea of this. They're asking 2.5 million for evaluation. They're asking for $250,000 and for 10% of the company. So evaluation, as I said, of 2.5 million. I hope they have sales. One thing that I'm seeing directly with this, it's a quite heavy product. It's quite big. The manufacturing and assembling, I kind of figured it will take a lot of money to build up an inventory. So the inventory cycle will be very much a hurdle here. So I think the most of the capital will go into buying a new inventory and try to handle that. I think the biggest actually expertise they want here from a shark is both in sales and marketing to get the word out, to get the product sold, but also in supply chain, in handling the inventory cycles of this. I don't think they are selling a lot of these in the winter. I think they're selling more of those before the summer comes and so on and so on. So I think it will be kind of a lot of bullwhip effects and kind of a lot of seasonal effects that they need to handle in this kind of business. But it's really cool. I think with the right shark, they can do really cool things with this. And further develop it, have innovation in how it works. And it also looked like they had a patent on how they are putting all the modulars out, and it looks like it's actually for a full service kind of kitchen with water sink and so on and so on. So it looks really, really cool, and I hope to see that they are having a good thinking about the business. And
Good
also,
job.
Really cool. Really cool.
How'd you come to invent this?
We went camping. We're sitting there searching for a spatula for 30 minutes. We're arguing, so we finally just said, hey, let's go home and invent this. So we get home, and just all the ingenuity just came really between the three of us of what do you need, a necessity in your kitchen.
How long ago was this?
1 year,
So this has only been on the market recently.
year and a half.
Wow.
How much does this go for retail?
Well, there's 3 different models. The first model is the full-size model, and it costs about $1,500.
Ooh, whoa.
Our second model is the Overlander, and it sells for around $1,400.
Oh,
And we have a brand new model, and it's about $1,000.
looking at the price point here, selling for $1,500 to $1,000. It's quite a hefty price point when you're thinking about barbecue, so on. It's taking a lot of space and so on. So I think it's more about a premium experience with camping and so on and so on. So it's need to be in a niche with experienced camper, those who really understand the hassle of it, and those who want to use it very, very often. Because if you're thinking about putting up money for $1,500, you need to use it quite a lot to get that kind of money back in number of usage and so on and so on. So I think that is one key distinction here when we are talking about customer group and so on. And also they have been operational and sold this for a little more than a year, 1.5 years it sounds like. So they have been active for a while, but hopefully they have sales and can show that they have a proof of concept, people like this, and people will buy it. So let's see what they are in this journey and what the sharks think about the positioning they're having and the product itself, because I think that price point, depending on the reactions of the sharks, I think it's quite high. But it looks like it's a premium product made totally in steel or iron or some metal. So it's not a cheap product that is only plastic and so on. So, well, as you said, quality costs.
How many of you sold?
We have sold over 100 boxes. We've only gone to 6 trade shows.
What does it cost you to make?
So for our full-size model, $748 to manufacture. Our second model costs about $728 to manufacture. And our river box costs $500 to manufacture.
And where do you make these?
Everything we make is in Colorado right now.
So, 2 questions.
'Kay.
1, what does it weigh?
75 pounds on the large box, 55 on the small box.
Okay.
And then we have new products coming where when they're in plastic, they're going to be much lighter.
So what does it cost to ship that then?
Around 120, 150.
Do you have any patents?
We have 2 patents.
They're both provisional utility patents on the railing here, how we can put everything in the slots, on aluminum, and what's most important, rotomold plastic.
So a number of things to unpack there. They are very heavy. So shipping cost is very, very high. $120 for shipping it. They're producing it in Colorado, so they probably have a really high cost. So if one would get into this market, maybe have a manufacturing site in China, making it a lot cheaper, they will be undercutting these guys pretty heavily. But coming into that with competition and market, they have patents for the modular things and provisional patents, so those can be easy to get around and so on. And I think actually you could have other solutions on that to have that kind of modular solution and clicking in and it's and that shelf itself. So I think I would be a little scared of the competition side here, how they are going to protect their position in market, but also with production in Colorado, in the US, it could be expensive, so there can't be a low cost provider, which making other companies can come in at a lower price, and with a lower price they're probably going to take a bigger penetration, and so on and so on. So, but they are coming out with plastic products, so hopefully those are cheaper, those are lighter, and that's a good first product that you're stepping into in this kind of category of products, and hopefully you buy the bigger ones after a while. But let's jump in and see what the sharks think. And I think if a shark will go with these guys, they need to have the right mentality and seeing the right things here, especially being a camper and being in the outdoors area.
Guys, these aren't cheap to build, particularly when you're starting and making mistakes and iterating. How much money have you invested? Have you raised any outside capital?
No, so what we did, we took our savings. I got $250,000 invested in this entire process. We're real tight with the money.
Good.
And one of the reasons we're here is because we don't want to make a mistake at the first of the product.
Why is this business worth $2.5 million? You know I have to ask that question,
Yes.
and I'm
Yes, you do.
doing it in the nicest way. If I don't like the answer, then things get ugly.
With the patents that we have, there is no other product like this, and I feel we have this window to take over the whole outdoor.
I don't think I like that answer enough.
We need to scale this puppy. We need to scale it fast.
And what is the 250 going to be used for?
Inventory.
Product.
Before you said you could bring the cost down by going to plastic, including the entry-level unit of 1,000. So is that, you're bringing that down to what price
Well,
point?
yeah, our cost on that is around $748. We can bring that down in the 300, 200 range.
So you're retailing it for
we
$750
decide-
or
Scale.
something to
if we scale and source.
We're completely in Colorado right now, so we could get those prices down even in America, I'm
But
sure.
you know, being in Colorado is not a bad thing. But first, let me say this. You know, there's an old saying, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
You guys had a problem. You came up with a solution. You turned it into a business. You saved your money to be able to do it yourself without any outside help.
Right.
You are the American dream. I mean,
Yeah.
Thanks.
that's incredible. That's the good news.
Yes.
Right? The bad news is I don't glamp. It's just not a fit for me.
Right.
So for those reasons, I'm out. But congratulations, guys. It's just awesome, awesome, awesome what you've accomplished.
Mark Cuban coming in with a positive note first, and giving them thumbs up for following the American dream and pursuing this company in itself with their own money and bootstrapping and taking no capital outside. And especially if this kind of product is very expensive to produce and very expensive to prototype. So I understand what he's coming from. It's a lot of money you need to put into this and build it and getting out in the market. And then they're talking about the sourcing and producing these kind of things. They can get the prices down. Entry level can go down to $300 per unit if they're having scale and so on. And then they actually can go down on that price also to get more customers in and the entry level, because that's important. Getting customers in so they may actually upsell themselves to a better product in the end, and I'm getting higher margins and better revenue on that. And then Kevin asked why they're valued $2.5 million. I think it's a valid question, especially when they're seeing they're very early. And kind of the reason he's saying is like, we have patents, we can be on our own in this market, nobody can touch us. That's very, very naive. I think anyone, actually, if they want to go in, they can touch them, because they can have another solution on how to hang that modular things and set it up and so on and so on. And also, there are substitutes to this. There could be other ways to have the same experience and solving the same issue. So in that sense, maybe they can be alone in that market, in that specific product and that specific SKU and in that specific customer group, but in a sense, but also there are solutions out there, and there are ways to have the same experience with other products or other arrangements. And the reason why Mark Cuban is leaving or not making a deal today is because he's not a glamper. Very good reason. If you don't understand the product, you should not invest in it, because if you understand the product, you can help them, you can know what you purchase and know what you invested in and see that for your future. But if you're not seeing it, you're not one of the target groups, I really understand that why you shouldn't invest. And I think that's the best reason for not to invest. You don't understand the product and you're not a customer of it. So it's a very good reason.
You know, I don't know very much at all about tailgating. I always like to kind of know what's the landscape before I invest in something that's so at the beginning stages. And so for those reasons, I'm out.
In the last 6 months, we've tripled our sales. We haven't even gotten out there yet.
You know, I look at this and say, the proof is in the fact people bought it, but you're not worth $2.5 million. So that was a big ask. I love the patent stuff and all that.
Right.
This is a cash flow business. In other words, it sucks up cash as you build inventory. So here's an idea. I'm just throwing it out there. This kind of fits in my Chef Wonderful world, although I hate camping. If I don't have a mint on my pillow, I don't sleep good. That's how it works. You need a line of credit. Here's an idea. You can consider it. I'll give you the $250 line of credit. I want a 10% interest on it. I want the 10% equity if somebody buys you out. And I want a $100 royalty per unit against the $250.
All right.
It was your
I don't hear any other offers.
Kevin didn't give you the fine print. The royalty is forever.
They know that. Guys, I could blow this up so big on social. I'm just worried that you can't do the orders. I mean, I got millions of followers.
So Larry comes in with a license deal. Who is surprised? Not me. But it's more to this deal. It's actually a loan, 10% interest on it. He wants to have the 10% equity just because he's lending out the money and if someone is buying them out. And then also he wants licensing per unit for perpetuity. He talked in the beginning that this company is a cash flow business. It's cash flow heavy. They need to build inventory and so on and so on. And now he's actually offering them a deal that is taking cash out, because first off the debt, they need to repay that in interest and so on. That is cash out. They're also getting cash out because of the license. So on every unit they are earning less money because of his license. He's saying they are cash abundant, cash needing business, and then he's giving a deal that's actually taking cash out. I don't think that's the best deal for those guys to make. They are needing cash to actually fund the working capital here and inventory, and then striking a deal where cash is getting out of it. It's kind of counterproductive for them. So I hopefully they don't take the deal. Hopefully one other shark is coming in and saying, hey, we are interested as equity owner and wanting to build this with you. I understand he has Chef Wonderful and could blow it up on social media and so on and so on. But still, if you're taking the money out of a business that need cash in the beginning, I don't think that's fair. So I don't think that's the right deal for them. I hope some other shark is coming in, as I said, with a better deal.
Well, that's what we need sharks.
I know, but
scale.
So let me just to jump in. I understand this market. I have the ability to talk to the customer that you're targeting because I'm vice chairman of Miami Dolphins. I spend my Sundays at NFL games. We have the largest privately owned soccer tournament in the world, and I know how to talk to the sports customer that you're looking to go after. What concerns me is that when you're looking at avid fans, they are so vested in their own setup that I'm just not convinced that there's enough customers out there to make that a very big market. And for that reason, I'm out.
Ooh. Matt, I think this would be perfect for you. We could take this to the college football levels, to NASCAR, because people love their tailgating, as you know. And when they have a custom box that's whatever football team that you like, that's a pride thing. They live it.
One shark is out, and actually I hoped it would be him who gave them a deal, because he is in the right area and in the right circumstances where he could sell this. And they're really pitching it on him. And I think they're doing it really good to maybe get him back into the deal room and get him back to the table. I hope they succeed. But let's see what the other sharks thinking.
You know what? You have the gift and the curse of, I think, what all of us have up here as entrepreneurs. When you first start out, you want to be everything to everybody. And when you say there's nothing else out there in the market, that makes you want to keep improving it. I think you're going to burn a lot of capital trying to keep improving it, and that's where I'm scared. So I'm out.
Damien is actually leaving because of a reason that's not commonly said in Shark Tank, but it's actually a common problem for founders or entrepreneurs. They have a product, they are loving it, they're loving the idea of it, they're loving the vision of it, but they are improving and never releasing it. You're talking about the concept of MVP, minimum viable product, pushing it out there and then improving it as it's in the area. As it in our concept called MVP, minimum viable product. It's more spoken when you're talking about software, but you can also talk about it kind of here. The problem here is if you're putting it out there and someone likes it, you can't iterate it and update it as you can with software, because if you're putting out something with software, you can just putting in a SaaS subscription model and then update it in maybe 3 weeks, and then all the bugs is gone and so on. But here, all the baby faults and mistakes are there, and they can't solve them for the first time buyers. So you're kind of having one chance to make a first impression on your key customers, because those customers that are in the beginning are actually the customers that are early adopters, that are probably going to be ambassadors if they are liking this product. So that's really important, and I kind of see why Damien is scared of this. He's scared that they're never done developing the product. And that could be a trap for a founder and entrepreneur. They're never satisfied and never going to end their kind of R&D of the product. But also, if you're looking at the bigger picture, you need to have that R&D to put innovation out there, to put more and new products out there. So it's also important in a sense. But I understand Damien's position here. When you're talking about these kind of things and putting it on this kind of level, they need to sell it more. They need to be out and selling it. Then they can get a business up. And when they're getting the business to a scale, then they can focus on innovation, putting the next product out, and so on and so on. They've only been operational for like 1.5 years. Already have 3 products out. Going from a big, smaller, and then on to plastic. Kind of seeing the trend, you know.
To me, I think you're actually just here a little bit early. I mean, if you had validated a little bit deeper...
Well, then, there's still Mr. Wonderful.
There is Mr.
The
Wonderful.
only shark that believed in you.
We're going to take it to the end. We just wanted some help scaling, sourcing, marketing, and figuring out distribution plan. So we're hoping that that's why if we would get a shark today that says, okay, let's make this happen. And
are you saying no to my offer, basically, in a nice way?
I am saying no to your offer in a nice way.
Then there's nothing more to do here.
Respectively, can I just say we've worked our asses off to get here. Every day, working so hard. So, just my dad and being here with my brother, I'm so lucky.
Yes, I agree. We've been working so much for so long towards this goal. Just to be here today, it feels like we're champions already.
Okay. Thanks for your time, guys.
Congratulations, guys.
Great experience.
Very cool. You did a great
You
job.
guys could have countered. It doesn't hurt to ask.
I don't want to put down on the tiers and so on, but I think everyone who is trying to build something for themselves and trying to be an entrepreneur, everyone having that struggle and getting to that point that actually can put out the product, put out your vision and show it, I think it's emotional for everyone. And I don't want to put them down, but they're doing it as a family business also, so I understand there are a lot of emotions there. But everyone is going through the same thing when they are starting a company in this kind of area or starting a company at all. So I understand the tears, there are frustration with being your own and building a company, and then people are saying no, people are not buying it, and so on and so on. There are setbacks all the time. But then if you win big. And if you don't win big in the financial, but you're still winning big in the experience. There's nothing like it, and I think that is kind of the journey. You need to love the journey to actually be able to be a great founder and a great entrepreneur. So let's see. Maybe the counter or something like that would be a cool win back. Now with all the sharks being out.
You guys could have countered. It doesn't hurt to ask.
We would go $250,000 for 15%.
How do I get my
And no
cash
royalty.
back? How do I get my cash back? That's the question.
You're going to get your cash back
How?
as soon as we get these boxes
We just
out.
tripled in
It's a
sales the last 6
never-ending
months,
cost
man.
of capital as you grow. I'm a shark. I've been doing this for 10 years. This business, it will consume millions of dollars. It's not a horrible thing if you can manage it. But the thing you won't have, just so we understand each other, is you won't have me. And I'm Mr. Wonderful, and I can take this on social to the moon. They'll be setting these up on the dark side of the moon if I get involved. But that's my whole point.
Oh, my Lord.
Can we have 1 second?
Can we talk?
Go talk. Yep.
Oh my God! I did actually the same reaction as Mark had when Kevin said that they will sell this and put him on the dark side of the moon. They countered. I think they made a fair counter. They need to put it in an equity deal. They can't be taking out money and doing a license deal like that, because that would be cash draining for the business, and they need cash, as Kevin is saying. But also understand Kevin, he's like, oh, but how do I get my money back? Well, that's a kind of surefire way to get them back, but both asking for 10% interest and then asking for a license in perpetuity of $100 per unit and then 10%. I think it's a little bit greedy. And I actually don't think it's even a little bit. I think it's very, very greedy for him to ask for that. Of course, he is a shark and everything like that, and they should value that. But come on, it's like you need to put some of those away. If you're taking the loan, okay, don't take the equity then, but leave the license out. If you're taking license, okay, keep the equity in, but not having it as a loan. He's earning it in all the ways that is possible to earn from this company, and I think that's not the right way here. It's cash draining for them, so let's see. Hopefully they can reel another shark in that someone else is getting interested.
You think you could sell this on the dark side of the moon?
Yes.
Matt?
So
let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Everybody's out but Kevin, but you're giving a counter to Matt.
Okay, Matt, what do you think about $250,000 at 20%?
My concern's similar. I don't want to wait to get my cash back. It's just sitting there hoping for an exit. I'm not sure how big the business is going to be. So I need a way to get my capital back.
Would you consider like a small royalty or something on each box?
Royalty? Did I hear royalty? Go ahead. To show you I'm not greedy,
right,
I will
listen.
cut my royalty down to $50 a unit, which is very reasonable. Your margins are okay.
Right.
And then you have a deal and you have a shark, and I get behind it on social and we blow it up. But even if I get behind it, I'm going to get you more orders than you can fill.
Now I feel like I have to go. I have to save you. Here's what I'll do: $250,000 straight equity for 20%. I said we'll do $50 royalty until I get 1x back, and that's my best offer.
How much equity are you taking?
I'm taking 20%.
You greedy pig.
I don't think that is greedy.
It's outrageous.
Kevin, Mr. Wonderful, is telling the other guy that his offer is greedy. He's taking 20%. I think it's a fair price, and for where they are and looking at the valuation, he's taking 50% per unit until he's getting his money back. So essentially he's getting that 20% stake for free. Kevin is wanting to have that in perpetuity. I think it's ridiculous. That is worth so much more than he's paying, and then he's also just getting interest in. So it's 10% interest on that, getting his money back as it is a loan, and then perpetuity license, and then also equity. I think he is the greedy one here. He's just deflecting, and I actually hope these guys take the Matt deal here, because that would be great for them to have that cash out for until he's done. I think that's just great to show that he is getting his money back and getting invested in those 20% and making those 20% as profitable, as valuable as possible. So let's see what the guys are thinking. They huddled up. I hope they're saying yes to Matt and no to Mr. Wonderful.
That is greedy.
It's outrageous.
I bring a ton to it.
You're stealing from this family.
No,
The
I'm not.
theft
I'm
is
helping
a-
his
What were
family.
you
I'm
doing?
protecting his family from you.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Matt,
Let's do your deal.
let's do your deal.
Back out, back in, back out, back in.
All right,
Good job.
You're doing great.
You guys
Thanks,
did
man.
such a good job
Thanks.
with your pitch.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Congrats,
guys.
Thanks.
Now, Matt,
Awesome. They took the deal from Matt. It's a lot better deal. They are not cash draining like Kevin is doing. Kevin is the greedy bastard here, so he has to watch out and not start calling everyone else greedy because he's taking 20%. Those 20%, they're getting something from it. From Kevin, they're not getting anything for those perpetuity, license deal, and the loan, and the equity. What do you think about the company? Well, looking at the four things, on the people side, they didn't talk much about what the experience are and so on, but it's a family business, and family business has in the past shown that they are very profitable, and they actually keep being profitable and a good investment for the long term. About the product, I like the product. I think it's maybe some product that is better in US than is in Europe. I think here we'd only do it for the camping experience. They are doing it for more of the tailgate and then glamping and so on and so on. So I think in Europe this would be not a success, but in US and Canada and so on, I think it will be a success. For the market, I have no idea, but I know that people in US taking the tailgate very seriously, so I can understand they have a lot of customers, but they also have very invested customers in these kind of things. And that's why they're very good to take Matt with him, because he is in those kind of circles. And then the numbers, they're pretty decent margins on them, not that bad, and those can also improve because they're getting on a higher scale on volume and so on. Then they will get the price down on production each one. But also, I didn't get that numbers of the sales. They say they triple it in the last 6 months. Yeah, from what number? And then also taking that comparison with evaluation, pretty hard to say. But would I invest? If I were Matt, I would invest. I think that's the perfect deal they asked for. As an investor myself, which I could produce or help this company with, I wouldn't invest, because this is not my area. This is not my expertise, and it's not what I am burning for. And so, would you invest? Comment down below and say if you would invest, what you think about the product, what you think about this deal, and what you think about Mr. Wonderful, or what I would say Mr. Greedy. And I hope you like this video and smash that like button so I get to know that you like it and helping me on my journey here on YouTube. Hopefully you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you will see more from me when I am reacting to a Shark Tank pitch in this manner. but I will come with videos about finance in a broader spectrum, about how to invest and what to look for a company when they are on the stock market. So with that, I want to say thank you for your time, and I wish you returns in your portfolio and in life. Bye!